Hello YouTube, Calc550 here again on behalf of the Chichester Gaming Society, and today we bring you another duel from the recent locals we had. Today it's myself versus Tomaz Allen, who I actually have here with me.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, and I was saying about getting someone in to do post commentary with me, and it has succeeded. So, opening turn. Tomaz opens up with 2 sets and a monster. I don't think I opened this well, so I summon the dragon and go for a bit of an offensive.
At this point I'm contemplating because I've got the emptiness that I want to keep, and I've got a lizard, but I don't want to pop the dragon and then have the dragon pop my back row.
It's a fair shout.
So this is the final of the last tournament that Luke put up the video of from before. So this is after the top 4.
Yeah.
My god, I couldn't believe how long I took deciding that.
Nah. No.
I'm pretty sure that's the Sinister Shadow games I had.
And
I was trying to contemplate if I flip or not. Yeah, that's it. So contemplating if I would or not send.
Yeah. Now there was a couple of plays that came to mind here. I don't know why I did it, but I sort of maybe sharked a little bit, and I did apologise for it as soon as I did it. But at this point, you'll see Tomaz send the hedgehog, add the falcon, start to shuffle his deck, and then change his mind. But I was cool with it. But it was Tomaz's choice to decide the play. So after we settle this and agree with it, the turn plays out. I believe the attack still goes through.
Yeah, I'll go through, and I'm sure it's the lizard that I've got face down.
Yeah.
I think it's the dragon to hand. Yeah, the dragon to hand.
Yeah, lizard destroy that, and
losing the emptiness. But at this point, at least I can keep my dragon, and I can go offensive back now. I really hate the shaddoll mirror. It can be really good, and at the same time it can go so badly. All it takes is why a super poly played at the right time.
Exactly,
like and the match will be over from that point.
That's exactly how I feel it was with me and Declan.
Yeah. Scenarios like this, where I was trying to commit. I don't want to commit to a board, and you just take a super poly off of me. So at that point, I now know your back row's cleared, and I can try to commit a bit more.
Yeah. Only downside to this is you do give me open opportunity to drop my own shaddoll fusion and use materials from decks. However, every player has that risk as soon as they summon an extra deck monster.
Yeah.
But you perfectly combat this later on by simply tributing the Midrash for the set beast, I believe you added.
Yep, that's the beast. Yeah,
it's definitely the beast.
And that way I keep my fusion in play.
Yeah. And that way I can't go, oh look, I'm gonna summon stuff from using my stuff from the main deck and and all that shenanigans.
I think from this point the beast had just generated too much advantage.
Yeah.
And
you did have a very big hand at this point. I'm not gonna lie, I was shitting myself a little bit.
And the typical play of draw mathematician with Felice.
Yeah, I hear that one.
Yes, so Luke is playing the Artifact build, and I'm playing the Chaos Dragon build. I personally prefer this build, as I feel it can go a little bit more aggressively in the mirror match. But I understand Luke playing the Artifacts, because obviously it gives you the free fodder, whilst also clearing cards on board.
Yeah, and you'll see the play there, the Falcon, when it was attacked, I decided to bring back the dragon from my grave, and use its effect to send the Collapse Serpent back to hand, just to make sure it didn't get its effect when it hit the grave to pull the other one out of the deck or any rubbish like that. I mean, the Chaos Dragons are really good for that.
And it was a good play to do anyway, because you were sending it back to hand and I had no lights in grave, so at that point you forced me. I did have the light dragon, but you forced me to take that play away. So
yeah. I mean, right now you'll see
And this
the
one I decided
dragon.
to make the push.
Yeah, you'll see a big push coming. The dragon destroying my back row. Well,
Attempting to, anyway.
Yeah.
So at this point, I know I've got one black mini dragon in hand, which obviously I want to put down to the board. I'm going to lose the construct to yet another dragon.
Yep. And I'm pretty sure it was this game. It was either one of the games against myself and Declan,
Oh yeah.
or it was this game. I opened 3 dragons.
Yeah. But I quite like Through Dragon actually in the mirror match because of the
I
aggression it
love
puts.
3 dragon. Yeah.
The 19 attack. That's how at the Brotherhood. That's how I lost in the top.
Yeah.
In game 3 against Akshay Patel, he just put so much pressure on with Dragon and Vanities, and I just couldn't push it because I couldn't get anything bigger on board, and anything that I could attempt to make that was bigger than the Dragon was obviously being stopped by the Vanities.
Yeah. So flip up the Falcon, and I honestly don't have much options here. All I've really got in the grave is another dragon or two, and another Falcon. So really, my only option is to set another Falcon, set another dragon. Sorry.
So which obviously I have the Emptiness.
Yeah.
I think Emptiness, if I only had the 2, if I had the third one, I'd probably be maining the 3. I just feel creating a soft lock of Key Beetle and Vanities, or the soft lock of the Winder and Vanities is too high.
Yeah.
Obviously here you try to go for the push to go over my dragon and get rid of my Emptiness. But obviously I have the Prism for the out this time.
Yeah. I think it would have been the best play I could have done there, in all fairness.
Yeah.
But I sort of accomplished what I wanted to do anyway, because you activating the prison caused the Vanities to go anyway, so it did kind of let a little bit of pressure off me, but now I've only got one back row, so I'm kind of open to anything you want to do to me.
One thing I want to say, a lot of players that have been saying Vanities is not seen, is seeing all this play and people disagree with it being that good a card. One of the things you've got to remember is Vanities can just be played as a one-off to stop a card, just be played as a 1-for-1. So the amount of times that is going to be a situation, and that will be enough to secure you a game, be it a situation where against shaddoll, the mirror match, where they activate a fusion, that can be enough to lock you the game, or anything as basic as against the Tellarknights, when they're summoning, trying to get an extra summon, and that Vanities is going to lock it down, especially because they have such low attack points, bar 1.
No, it is. Vanities is a great card. I do see the benefits of it, but I just never really saw the appeal of playing it, even though it's silly enough. I say this to myself so many times, and I'm pretty sure anyone who's ever helped me out with deck building or anything has got so annoyed with me keep saying this, knowing all these cards are so good, but point blank refusing to put them in my deck. So I should probably, and I probably will, try and get hold of a couple of Emptiness, and I recommend it to anyone else who's watching it as well. If you can get hold of an Emptiness or two, just try it out, see how it works for you. If it doesn't work, then so be it. But if it does work, then you can thank me later, or you can thank Tom. You probably thank Tom.
Well, ARG to thank for that, I think. At this point, I went for the push with the shaddoll fusion, using the shaddoll core, keeping my fusion in play once again. Luke only had the one back row, and obviously as it's a Sinister, all he can do is try to hold out with the Falco. But having the Winder has guaranteed me the control of this game, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, the game did draw out for quite a while longer, but at this point it never really went fully in my direction for more than, say, a turn or so. I think there was one turn later on in the game where I pulled it back quite nicely. Yeah, you just played another couple of cards and that was it. It was back straight in your court. So
you had a few unfortunate draws there. So you got the morale. I think you double drew morale, possibly, and no sanctum. So
I'm pretty sure I did end up with double morale. that's the thing. The downside I find. I mean, at first I ran the 333 build of artifacts in the core, the 3 morale, the 3 ignition, and the 3 sanctum, as well as a Bialtac actually. But I found that I was running too many ignition and sanctum for the small amount of artifacts that were in my deck. So quite often, one or the other were ending up dead.
You're just taking the space.
So I took out the ignitions and I took out the Bialtac just to run 3 morale and 3 sanctum. But even still now, I'm finding the morale so horribly dead. So, in all fairness, I'm only running this build until November when next Challengers comes out, because then I'll be switching my deck up completely to accommodate for the new fusions that are coming out. I've been working on a build for a while, which I might let you guys in on. I might just wait until it actually happens. So, I'll tell you one thing, that you won't see the artifacts anywhere near the deck when that set comes out.
It's amazing to see a transition between decks as well.
Yeah.
So saying with artifacts, where you saw that it was being splashed and everything, and whilst many decks are still playing it with the artifacts, I still feel the card itself, the artifacts don't apply enough pressure as they did before, and a lot of the time you can get a morale out, which is fine, but its stats are so low, and leaving yourself with a rank 5, unless it's something like a Pallades, it's not going to be enough pressure.
Yeah.
So apart from decks like Burning Abyss to take a good pressure of it, you can't commit to that.
Yeah. I mean, also, with the stats being low, I mean, it's bad enough having Beast at 22, and the biggest weakness, Winder itself, being only a 2200 monster. It's so easy to just go, oh, I've summoned a monster, and I attack. The thing is, working out the maths of it as well, any monster with any monster with 1400 or more attack with Forbidden Lance, that's it. Your monster's dead. They attack straight into it with their normal summon, and then during the main phase 2, they can do whatever the hell they like because your monster's gone. Okay, so maybe you get the fusion back, but by this time, are you going to be in a safe enough position to secure yourself any decent play next turn?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially as you can only activate shaddoll fusion once per turn. So again, until El Shaddoll fusion comes out in the next set, you'll be stuck. But
At this point, I send back the BLS